operational and financial terms initially, but now I'm talking about your spirit. So I really believe that like half of America is depressed right now. I think half the world's depressed right now, living in COVID and the whole situation, and we've just never had to deal with our stuff. Most of us have never had to live with ourselves. Luckily for me, I've lived my whole life because of my journey. Some of you know my journey. If you haven't read Up From Nothing, the book. Homeless, 6 months of my life I was 18, saw 3 deaths before I was 10 years old, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, which just makes me reasonably comfortable in my own skin. No one's comfortable, including me. So no one's perfect, no one's comfortable, but just reasonably comfortable in my own skin. But I was forced to deal with my own stuff, my own mess, and to realize that I'm the greatest asset I've got, and I'm the greatest problem. So when something's going down, the first thing I ask is, what do I have to do with it? And I try to get underneath it, because all anger is is an emotion you don't want to deal with. Well, actually, an addiction is literally a response to emotions that you don't want to deal with. But anger is a cover for the pain and the emotions that we don't want to admit. When you're angry, you're really saying, I hurt, you disappointed me, you hurt my feelings, you hurt my heart, but we don't want to deal with that, so we get angry. My whole point of this is the group that has been aggrieved the most, at least one of the groups has been aggrieved the most, that's kept from coming up with themselves in their own hands as a child of God, are African Americans, because of 400 years of oppression. And I think I don't have any data on this to confirm it, scientifically. Just talking to medical professionals, they say I'm not far off. But, I love data, but I cannot prove what I'm about to say. It's my feeling. I think that 70% of African Americans are clinically undiagnosed depressed. And we have good reason for it. What we've been through is unbelievable, and we've survived. So we are amazing, right? Oh, but surviving is not an art form. You have a surviving mentality, a thriving mentality, and a winning mentality. I put this in my book, Up From Nothing. The winning mentalities are builders. You can't build anything when you're surviving. Hello. You're addicted to your drama. It's like comfort food. And as I'm watching this, and I'm not digging on the show, but it's Love and Hip Hop Marriage Boot Camp Edition. They're just feeding on our level of unhealth. And I can't blame the producers. There's a whole bunch of shows, not picking on them. There's a whole bunch of shows that do this, not picking on them. But when I look at these celebrities and whatever are on their show, they got the beautiful clothes and the jewelry and the glasses and wearing sunglasses at night in the middle of a meeting in daylight. They're just trapped in their image. They're trapped in their persona. And all this stuff, getting out of limousines and driving lease for whatever it is, hasn't solved any of their drama. None of this stuff, none of this glory and glamour has helped them deal with the crap, let me just say it, the shit in their lives, because they're reacting, not responding. They are acting out, not healing. And there's 3 ways to live: healing, which is dealing, surviving, which is coping, and then suicide, which is either physically or emotionally just giving up. And I think people have sort of, in some places, blended the sort of giving up piece with the distraction piece, and we've become addicted to our distractions, so we don't have to deal with our crap. And then when you get with somebody else in a relationship and there's no cameras around and no one cares, your problems don't care about your red carpet or what car you're driving. Your kids can't raise themselves. Now you need skills to cope and deal, because as I put in my book, Love Leadership, successful living is about successfully managing pain, the pain you create for yourself and the pain visited upon you by others. If you can't successfully manage pain, you can't really live. A lot of us don't know how to manage pain. No one ever taught us how to manage pain. Home economics class doesn't exist anymore, and single parent households are missing part of the ecosystem, because you need the love of the mother, typically, you need the discipline of the man. And the fact that my neighborhood and my communities have gotten used to talking about baby daddies and babies mamas as if it's normal, that's a problem. How do you think they make the kids feel? So there's a lot of dysfunction that's not our fault. Now there's industries now of preying on that dysfunction because it's entertaining. But meanwhile, underneath all this are really people in enormous pain. I mean, look at the eyes of some of these people, like they are just dying inside. We've got to start loving each other and caring about each other more than transactions, right? We've got to start having a relationship with each other and realize that we're better together. When we see somebody who's healing, who's dealing, we should want them to heal, and we should try to get them as a bridge over troubled water, not to step on them as a way to get to the other side over the water, right? And that applies to everything, not just about black relations, but black and white relations, and white and black relations, and red and blue relations. Like, the world's at war, but we can't be at war with each other, right? The Bible says a house divided cannot stand. But the thing you got to be really at peace with, really at peace with, really at peace with, is yourself. It's yourself. If I don't like me, I'm not going to like you. If I don't feel good about me, I'm not going to feel good about you. If I don't respect me, don't expect me to respect you. If I don't love me, I don't have a clue how to love you. And here's a big one. If I don't have a purpose in my life, I'll make your life a living hell. Whatever goes around, comes around. And now you're in the business of drama. And now you're going to take something, drugs, alcohol, whatever, shopping, whatever it is, so that you don't have to deal with your stuff, because all an addiction is something you're committed to, so you have to deal with your crap. It's a replacement for the healing. Now you're being taken advantage of by the world. What did Malcolm X say? We've been bamboozled, we've been tricked, we've been fooled. What we need to do is to heal, and so we can come up and stay up. Yeah, love and light. I hope this gave somebody a little bit of hope, all right? Because I'm actually a believer. Rainbows only follow storms. You cannot have a rainbow without a storm first. It's all about coming up from nothing, holding the world in your hands. Starts with you. Love you.